Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Ramadan Kareem. Hopefully, you guys take advantage of this month. Pray, fast, unite with your family, showcase your love for one another, express that. Be kind to your parents, and pray as much as you like. This is the month of forgiveness. This is the month of blessings. This month is when things can change for you from literally just praying and making du'as for your future, for your potential, for whatever you desire. Today's topic is about love, unity, and divine connection. So, when we talk about love, unity, and divine connection, especially from an Islamic Persian point of view, we can't not talk about Jalal al-Din Muhammad Rumi. He was a renowned 13th century Persian poet, Sufi mystic, and an Islamic scholar. What a great guy. But today I'm going to decode what his teaching means to an average person in the modern day. He founded the Mevli Sufi order and produced major work like the Mahatnavi, great scholar Rumi, and what his lessons would have been in today's day in the modern era. So let me ask you, how many of us worry about money every day that we need to make and earn a lot more than we already have that is providing our sustenance? First of all the risk is already written. And there are different forms of risk. Risk means wealth in English. So there are different forms of risk, of wealth. Money is just one means of it. One is your health, for example. Another could be your family. Another could be your kids. Another example could be you have shelter, food, a car. Another example could be you have value, you have skills. So, what would Rumi have said, or his secret teaching would have been in today's age where everybody's chasing capitalist desires to be super wealthy and rich? As a Muslim and traditionally understanding wealth, like I was explaining, it's not just about money. It's an overall equation of things that you add value to different aspects of life. For example, if I was born blind and deaf, my value would have been different. I would have needed more support from people in my family. I would have been super dependent on someone to do the chores daily. But Rumi's secret was to always add value over gold. Rumi's idea of wealth is not wealth itself, it's what you become, not what you have. So having a car, having a big bank balance, having a Lamborghini, what would Rumi had said to his followers in his era? Right? He would have said, invest in your skills and become stuff that you want to be. Maybe he would have said, invest in experiences so you have more life exposure of different areas of life. He wouldn't have said, go to the biggest metropolitan and become wealthy as you want. Because wealth is also not in chase, but in also what values you have, skills you have. So he would have definitely said, go to school, get skills, or learn something that adds value to people's life. So value over gold. And it's interesting to me. There is actually a hadith in the Quran, in the hadith books, that says that if Allah Subhanahu wa Taala gave a mountain of gold to His people, first mountain of gold, they would ask for a second mountain because they wouldn't be satisfied with a huge mountain of gold, which means money, currency, right? Gold is in the 1400 would have been a coin to exchange transactions. So the person would have been not feeling grateful but asking for a third mountain of gold. So that tells me that Rumi's teaching align with the hadith as well, that adding value is more important and becoming something is more important than being in the chase, what we know in the modern era as the rat race, right? And I don't even gotta tell you how miserable people become in the chase and in the pursuit of their happiness, because they only associate a small part of their blessing to a currency, which is just means to exchange stuff. It doesn't mean anything. So for example, if you had $70, would you invest it in branded t-shirt, or would you invest it in learning how to design a website? If the course was like $75 for the whole course, would you learn how to design a website so you can add value to businesses, or would you just buy a branded t-shirt? Now that's a perspective that you got to make a choice on. Secret number 2, the idea by Rumi. He says, don't follow the crowd blindly. Avoid the crowd trap. What does that mean? It means that in today's world, we're copying our friends. We're copying some social media influencers. We're copying to be somebody, right? We're copying to live somebody else's lifestyle and just killing our own earnings, right? Like if I'm trying to impress my neighbor that, hey, look, like I'm in this area too, I also have a big house too, I also have a BMW too. That's just what Rumi says. His idea of success is to avoid the crowd trap. Don't follow the crowd blindly, right? Everyone's upgrading their cars, their phones, versus building a savings emergency fund in case of a major collapse, in case of a war, in case of the banking system not allowing to take, blocking everyone's account, right? Anything can happen. So why are we trying to copy unrealistic ideas and trying to be like the next door millionaire neighbor when we know that we're in a different situation? Rumi's secret number 3, the company of rich in character. So not just rich in wealth like money, currency. It's just a good company with a friend who can teach you wisdom, right? Who can give you life lessons that you can apply to a situation and navigate through struggles and adversity. You become who you sit with. If you have 5 friends, one is spiritual, one is an alcoholic, third one is somebody with family and kids, fourth one is also somebody with family and kids, fifth one is somebody who's learning a lot of new things. You choose who you want to sit with, which kind of circle has the most character appeal to you. If you feel like the person who is struggling with an addiction is the character that attracts you the most, then you're just harming your own self. So Rumi is pretty much saying avoid negative influences in your life, how your circle affects your money decisions, how when you sit with somebody who is trapped in an addiction can cause you to turmoil that path, that negative pathway. Hang out with friends who have goals, who want to build businesses, who understand that working for themselves has a better return on investment on the long run than working for somebody at a 9 to 5 who can fire you any day, anytime. And also, Rumi is indirectly saying your company should have high character. So, for example, if you go to the masjid, you listen to the dars, that's high character. Those are stories of the prophets and the Sahabas, like the stories of the greatest people that were alive, and we can learn from their lessons, like Hazrat Yunus, Hazrat Yusuf. So many prophets have so many teachings that we can apply in the modern world. So Rumi to me was also a scholar in Islamic teachings because all these ideas either fall aligned with the Quran or the Hadith in one way or another. Rumi's secret number 4: patience is compounded interest. Patience is the key to joy. So what that means, if you're long-term investing in your skills, you're doubling down on investing in your skills. You're investing in your craft, like if you're doing woodwork, if you're working at a trade, you're long-term investing in that. You're not budged if somebody does this or that. You're not copying friends. You're just long-term doubling down into your own skill set. That's what Rumi's saying. Patience is what compounds itself. The big corporate giants had to start off in the garages somewhere at some point in their life, like Amazon, Facebook, Microsoft. And Rumi's saying that if you have won a lottery in today's context, and at the same time, realistically, if you're saving money for 10 years, maybe you have enough to retire somewhere, right? Where you could live a slow paced life. So patience is what compounds itself. In today's world, patience is what we see is what is lacking in everyone. We want quick results. We want day-to-day turnarounds. We want to trade. We want to get a return on investment in the next week. Like we want forex exchanges to just shift to our desires. But look at Bitcoin's history. That became booming in like 2 decades, right? Now probably 3. Secret number 5 by Maulana Rumi: giving to receive, but not stupidity. So Rumi's idea of generosity as a path to abundance. You shouldn't be afraid to share and give to people that you love, that you care for, to a stranger who's really struggling. You should be generous, as in that's the path to your abundance itself. Giving strategically to a charity, to a masjid organization, helping a family in need, but with boundaries, like, because in the modern world, what Rumi's trying to say that there will be scammers, right? So you can't get scammed out of your money if you're trying to help somebody with a good intention. So just donate a small amount to the Cancer Foundation, to the local Gurdwara, to the local church, to the masjid, and just feed somebody that you see is in a collapse on the street, maybe, right? Like buy a slice of pizza and give it to them. So these are the 5 secrets of Rumi's teaching. I'll just summarize the 5 teachings. Number 1 was value over gold, which I explained briefly. Number 2 secret, avoid the crowd trap. Number 3, the company of the rich in character. Number 4, patience is compound interest, giving to receive. If you want more videos like this, where I decode perspective from traditional countries and areas of the world and related to the modern context, such as Rumi's teaching, then please subscribe and like and comment on this video and let me know what your modern idea of wealth is and your value. How does that align with you earning that gold or you having to secure in your own skills for the long run? Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Arias amigos. Hasta la vista, baby. It's your boy Ferwan. Peace for now.